we get started orchestrating, there are a few things we need to keep in mind and requirements that we need to consider before continuing. First of all, you need a computer. It could be a desktop, a laptop. It really doesn't matter, but as long as you can run programs and you have, say, like 4 gigabytes of RAM, you'll be good to go. And in some cases, you can even have a smartphone, and you can use a lot of varying applications, whether you're on Android, iOS, Symbian, or many other types of platforms on mobile. Next, you'll need a pen and paper. Now, this is probably sounding really trivial, but having a pen and paper is extremely important, especially for the orchestrator or person who's doing film music, especially because you need to identify what you're going to do, and there is that aspect of identifying things for yourself later on, which does not exist on, say, software. Finally, you'll need functioning headphones or speakers. It doesn't matter if they're pro audio or professional, you just need headphones so that you can hear your work. And to hear your work, you should probably have a quiet place. And there are a lot of things, it's really easy to get caught up in the technology and different things that they want you to buy and different libraries. But in reality, you don't actually need these things. So I'd like to go over a few of them. First of all, it is expensive, but a really nice computer would actually be nice. Say 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, this is really important because you'll be loading libraries in that are really large, and some of them take up to 2 gigabytes patch. So depending on your setup, you may want to have more random access memory or RAM. It's also nice to have a quad-core processor, and processors are getting cheaper and cheaper. The i7s right now are quad-core, and they're coming out with, I believe, 3rd generation right now as we speak. So, and then there's solid state, and the reason this is also important is because you want to have something that's accessible, and we'll go over this in the template unit. It's really important to be able to quickly get to your files and quickly set up, because when an idea comes, you need to get that idea down, especially if you are more attracted to doing things on a computer in the first take. Then it's nice to have dual monitors too, and sometimes you'll see composers have one monitor for the score and the other for the track view for the digital audio workstation. Then you might want a MIDI instrument, and ideally many, because you could have, say, one MIDI instrument to one instrument in your digital audio workstation set to one of your MIDI controllers, and another to another. And then it's also nice to have a recording interface and some equipment that you can use to record samples for yourself if you need to. And then lastly, it's nice to have some music theory knowledge, just some working knowledge of chords, what works, which chords work with what other chords. Knowledge of circle of fifths is probably a good starting point, and we'll go over some of these things in the music theory module. And I'd like to leave you with some things to consider so you can decide whether this is for you. First of all, anyone can compose. You don't need to be a pro, you don't need to be technically savvy. Anyone can do it. All you need is a pen and a paper and a piece of paper. And in reality, the best trailer music is recorded, and this has been the case for a long time. The recorded music still stands out compared to even the best libraries that are out there. So just because you can doesn't mean that you can, and you may or may not believe that you are someone who can. Anyone can. It just takes practice. So for the duration of these, I will be providing exercise files for you to work on that are for the specific digital audio workstations, and you'll be able to go through them and practice yourself. So hopefully this is going to help you, and in the next module we're going to go over the specific parts of what makes a trailer track for film.